Hi fantasy managers, welcome to FPL Team Talks. In this video we're going to do a game week review of 15 that has just gone. We'll look at some of those top performing players, who's done really well in our mini league, as well as how I've got on and who's predicted to get most points next week. So if you enjoy your FPL videos, make sure you hit the like, don't forget to subscribe, and in the meantime, let's take a look. So that was game week 15 then. Only one more week until the World Cup starts. We've got a 1 week shootout. Memorable weekend, some big results, lots of goals going in. Only 2 clean sheets I noticed as well. Leicester and Arsenal. In fact, no home side kept a clean sheet. I don't know when the last time that was happened in the Premier League. But let's have a look at some of those top performing players in this week's Premier League. So FPL managers, wow, if you captain Salah away at Tottenham, you had a good time. XG of 1, so he was the player who was expected to score the most goals. I have just used any player that played over 60 minutes as criteria for this. Rodrigo was right up there. Gabriel, given how easy he is, possibly going in anyway before he put it in over the line, could hardly miss it. He's right up there as well, and Alvarez as well with his. But Salah, he was expected to get at least 1 goal with 2 chances. He's got 2 goals, so he's done a really good weekend for him. If you captained him, as we'll see in some of the mini leagues, you've really gone quids in with him, so that was good for you guys. So Salah was the top expected goal scorer. How about assists? Saka, mainly you'd think it was down to the fact that his ball in, possibly going in, like I said anyway. Gabriel touched it in over the line. KDB up there, Stuart Armstrong for Southampton as well, and Joe Willock getting in amongst there. 0.93 for Saka, 1 assist, 5 points. Carrying on from where he got off last week with his 1 assist. In terms of overall XGI then, who got the most? Didn't get many points to reflect this, but Perisic hit the bar in the game against Liverpool, got lots of decent crosses in, lots of chances created, him and Kane linking up really well, but only 1 point to show for it. Expected goal involvement 1.32, great for his figures, but not for FPL managers. And obviously there's those rotation risks you have to think about as well. With Champions League not around, maybe he can be looked to bring in as a 1 week punt, not sure. Calvert-Lewin's right up there, Maddison as well, and Saka as we see. But highest XG, wow, not seen him before on here, Perisic. One player that I will look at, and I've looked at him before, and he's definitely going to be a player I'm going to be putting into my watch list and considering for wildcard. Mitoma, he's got Villa next. XGI, nothing particularly spectacular, but again in amongst the goals. 8 points, he had just the 1 shot, 2 key passes away at Wolves. But for 4.9, he's a player that really interests me. And he just had another really good game, getting plenty of minutes under the new manager. I'm really interested in him. So he's just one I like to pick out, possibly one I'll go into greater depth with when I look at his stats later on in the week for the watch list. Okay then, let's have a look. How did I get on? I took a hit, had a bit of a mare, did have some problems in terms of getting onto the FPL website at the end. So my rank's gone right down. I was 900k 2 weeks ago. So I had obviously the issues with Foden benched again last week, Haaland missing out last week. Then I went Saka as captain off after about 10 minutes, did pick up assists. This week couldn't get any worse. Brought Cancelo in. Wow, what can you say? And captained him. Really last minute decision when we heard that for Haaland and Foden were out. I wish I'd stuck with Haaland, but when he's on the bench, I can't really say it was a bad decision. What can you do when Cancelo gets sent off? So I took a hit. That's hurt me. Trent is just killing me as well. Trippier, brilliant. Glad he came off to get that clean sheet for me. Zaha really came in. Bernardo, because I know he's nailed and I want him for next week, didn't produce me anything though. Saka got an assist. Apart from that, it was all pretty downhill. Andreas on the bench. He was actually my first man on the bench, but because Mitrovic is out, Tony is suspended, Haaland had to come on because he was the one attacker that I have on side. So not a great week, not where I want to be. I don't think the World Cup can come quick enough so I can rehash this side. But you know what? I'm still enjoying playing it, I suppose. Let's have a look at some of the players that we'll look at predicted points. Only 1 week to go, and no surprise with just 1 week to go that all Liverpool defenders are up there. Cancelo did break this sort of sequence of 3 Liverpool players. But at home to Southampton, what a fixture. You've got Trent, Robertson and Van Dijk all leading the way, predicted points. And Salah wasn't there, but now he's going to obviously miss that game through suspension. So he doesn't get to break that little run of players there. In terms of midfielders, Salah right up there. He's got a great fixture at Southampton. Then you've got De Bruyne, who also has a good fixture. And then following up, we've got Foden. He is a bench risk, of course, on 4.4. There's also Saka on the same amount of points for 4.4. So I could have put him on there. Foden, have to wait and see. I mean, we're just not getting Foden owners. Got rid of him now, but he's been a very frustrating time for us. Going in terms of up front, not many surprises really. We've got Haaland, who comes up front with that Southampton fixture. Then you've got Harry Kane, decent fixture at home to Leeds as well. And then Jesus, again away at Wolves, shipping a few goals. Possibly a good week to own him, but Haaland leads the way clearly. Three other players that I will pick out just out of interest for a one-week punt. Darwin getting more game time at home Southampton, possibility, like the look of him. Ronaldo just as a punt, if you wanted a one-week punt away at Fulham. Possibly captain now as well, as we know. And then Ben White getting forward on that right hand side, getting plenty of shots and key passes. He's quite interesting. 3 clean sheets I think in a row for now for Arsenal, and he's picking up those points. So away at Wolves, just as a differential and a really cheap option. Ben White possibly the one to consider, maybe more so though when we go to the World Cup and rehash our sides then. Finally, let's have a look at our mini league. We have a new leader. I hope I'm saying this is right. Sosa Andrew is first. He got 73 points, so he had a really good week. 923, nearly going to breach that 1,000 mark. Let's look at his side. Ederson in goal. I can understand that with not many assurances as to who's going to get in that defence. Cancelo was a blow. Dalot didn't pick up anything, but Salah captain, no problems with that one. Neves obviously got one from the spot. Almiron, Trippier, lots of us on that. Could have even had more if Andreas had come off the bench, but you can't really say that's a bad decision when they're playing away at Man City. Haaland and Kane both. So 73 points, new leader. Nice to see someone different at the top there. In terms of who had the best week, 90 points for Mizali Yassin. Let's have a look at his side. I'm not even going to try and pronounce that. So we got Trippier, Gabriel. No surprise that if you've got 90 points this week, Gabriel's in there and you've captained Salah. Haaland, Kane chipping in. Willock, wow. That was nice. In fact, Mitrovic was in the side. Willock has come off the bench. What a great call that. Look at that whole midfield. Apart from Rashford, pretty much everyone in that whole side returning. Edison, Van Dijk and Rashford. Apart from that, what a great week. And it could have been even better if Ramsdale had been playing instead of Edison. But away at Chelsea, home to Fulham, I don't think we can really criticise you for that decision. That's it for this one then, guys. Let me know in the comments below how you got on for Game Week 15. We'll be back at you later on in the week with a watch list, team selection, all that good stuff. So make sure you hit that subscribe button, click the notification, and in the meantime, she'll speak to you soon.